Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Medicine for Body and Soul, Medicina para Cuerpo y Alma. I am bringing you a new series that is called the High Caloric Century, or I would call it better the High Caloric Era, for it took 150 years for us to get to where we're at. The High Caloric Era deals with how they reach the perfect storm of the modern diseases that we have. From the late 1800s to the present, 2026, the world transformed itself and it created the perfect storm where everything collided. Lifestyle changes, environmental factors, created a perfect storm for modern diseases, and this is what we're going to focus on. Remember, and do please bear with me, this is just an introduction to the upcoming series where we will dive deeper into what factors led to where we're at today. Why is it that life longevity has dropped from 20 to 30 years? So if I'm 68, I should have been dead 30 years ago at 38. And this is happening globally. First thing we must acknowledge is during the 1880s, before the Industrial Revolution, people depended on homegrown, farm-grown goods, chickens, if you could grow a cabbage, a carrot, and the diseases were usually linked to malnutrition. And this because of a scarcity, and diseases linked to abundance were rare, for very few people were rich at the time. Then came the late 1800s to 1920s and the whole picture changed. What happened was, instead of people working in the farm, we had also World War One. Don't ask me what happened. The Austro-Hungarian Empire. This is a medical program, not a political program, but history. After World War One, this was the domino effect that changed everything. The people that used to work in the farms, now they have machinery, they had tractors, and if you had 50 people working in a farm picking cotton or whatever, now you only needed two. So a lot of people found themselves out of work, and they had to literally move to the city or the suburbs to find work. What happened? Exactly, the perfect storm. For the United States, even though it was involved in World War One, this was the domino effect. The United States became the main provider for the rest of war-torn Europe, and the rest of the world literally torn. Buildings and everything was torn apart, and factories, what you see here, increased, and you had factories producing, these are carbon dioxide emissions. At the time there were 240 parts per million. That was the Industrial Revolution, and all of a sudden mass produced foods appear for the first time. Instead of you growing a carrot or a pumpkin or getting the chicken from the farm, now you're buying. You don't even know what you're buying anymore. For all of a sudden, You have a bunch of canned goods that are cheaper and more accessible than that pumpkin that you used to grow or that chicken that you used to raise. Now you have it, but you don't know what they are preserving these canned goods. What chemicals are they using that they're not rotting? And nobody bothered to ask this question. If they did, so everything was mass produced and everything was being exported. Sugar became cheaper, flour became cheaper, and processed goods very accessible. Not only that, it was spread globally from here to the rest of the world. And at the time, obesity was rare and diabetes was rare. Heart disease was there, but definitely not at today's scale. Then came World War II. And we call that the post-war prosperity and the rise of convenience. This is the convenience boom, 1950s to 1970s. Convenience, the convenience boom. Convenience became king. Supermarkets expanded over the place. Fast food chains like Kentucky Fried Chicken, Jack in the Box, Burger King, McDonald's spread around the globe. And the families, of course, moved to suburbs, to the cities. And instead of walking 2 miles like they used to every day, now they were catching trains, buses, trolleys, and cars. By the 1970s, the world was eating more calories than ever in human history. But the worst part about this is that it was burning fewer calories, and this was the biggest warning sign that appeared. Obesity began to rise. Mommy no longer made. This is one of the frozen foods. When they did the commercial here of the first frozen food, it was a frozen turkey. Mommy used to cook the turkey, let's say your mother used to, for Thanksgiving or whatever, from scratch. No, now they had a turkey that would come and you don't know what it had in it, and the next thing it was convenient, and this only worsened the situation for obesity. People became gaining weight, heart disease became the number one killer, and the frozen foods were the daily staple. People were just not eating this once a week. Every day, they would buy the frozen foods. From 1976 to 2026, the obesity explosion happened. From 1975 to 2026, the obesity tripled. I am literally telling you, if there were 1 out of 10 people that were obese before 1975, now it was going to be 4 out of 10 people that will be obese. What does this mean? That if I weighed 120 pounds before 1975 to the present, now I'm weighing 200 or 220 pounds. So obesity became the new norm. And all of these were mass advertised like a good campaign. And here you see the obesity chart, where literally The World Health Organization is showing how obesity literally tripled. No group was spared. Children, women, adults, seniors, no group was spared. This was global. It didn't matter if you were a baby, you were going to be obese because of what was in the environment and what you were being fed. To top it off, the air that we breathe from 1900 to 2026, the carbon dioxide levels rose from 280 parts per million to 480 parts per million. So here we have a chart denoting how from 240 parts per million, we're above 480 parts per million, meaning that they call this smog. This is no longer called fog. This is smog, and you literally cannot see 10 meters in front of you because you can't. The air is so polluted, and the contaminants, because of those chimneys that you saw and everything else, it is more reasons for people to become asthmatic, to have chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, having problems breathing. Of course, the heart, you're going to have cardiovascular disease, higher cancer risk because you don't even know what they're burning anymore. If they're burning coal or if they're burning plastic or what are they burning. And of course this led to lower life expectancy and of course higher inflammation across the board. Again, here's a chart where you literally are seeing a city and you can barely see the buildings. At the background you can't see nothing because that's how polluted it is. And not only that, remember your lungs are going to be the storage factor of that. So all of that junk that is in there is going to end up in your lungs. Then to top it off, the women's revolution appeared and the right to vote, meant that mommy left home and mommy went to work. Now mommy not being home anymore, there goes the family unit breaks up, the women's liberation movement and the family togetherness of sitting down and having a meal, and everything was going at a pace. When we literally did this to ourselves. Everything just, and that was the norm for mommy to go out to work. Of course, life became more expensive, so people needed to work. And then came the technology boom. Everything is boom, boom, boom. World War I, World War II, and now the technology boom. 1990s to 2020s. What happened with technology? Whoopee. The digital revolution brought computers, iPads, Game Boy, Xbox, PlayStation, smartphones, and people literally became addicted. Adults who once worked in the factories, packing cans, making weapons, exporting, doing physical labor, now sat before screens. Excuse me? You see the adults sitting before screens and literally they're eating their food because they're sitting there for 10 to 12 hours a day in front of screens. And children, instead of playing outside, now they're playing inside but sitting down. So there's no physical activity whatsoever. So technology brought comfort but also brought immobility. And to top it off, with the rare earth elements needed to make these machines, um, the radiation exposure that these rare earth elements brings, we still don't know how deadly they are. So the perfect storm came. Children playing inside, hooked and addicted to their iPads or iPhones. That was their babysitter. That became their babysitter. Adults sitting down, stuck in a desk with a computer, probably eating there and not walking anymore. And you don't have to walk back home because you have a car now, or a carpool, or something. I mean, all of these things, from 2000 to 2020, the four forces collided: high blood pressure, diabetes, sedentary lifestyle, and technology addiction. And this was the perfect storm. These four things came together, and boom, they literally crashed. Children began developing type 2 diabetes, something unheard of in the past before the 1990s. Now children are getting sick and getting type 2 diabetes and getting adult diseases that they're not supposed to get as children. And also people started dying younger. Life expectancy decreased 20 to 30 years globally. Literally, if I am 68 years old, nowadays I should have been dead when I was 38. So by 2020, the storm literally made sure obesity was at its record highs. And diabetes was also at its record highs. Heart disease remained and still the number one killing. Pollution is no longer at 480 parts per million, it's only rising. And technology dependence is only absolute, and you know that technology is only ever expanded. Physical activity is at historic lows. You have to ask a leg permission to take a step. That's the mentality nowadays. And people are dying in their 30s and their 40s for unpreventable diseases. Literally, people are dying in their 30s and their 40s from preventable diseases. Then happened 2020 to 2026, boom, 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 there was the pandemic. That was the wake-up call. It exposed the fragility of the global health. Those people that had obesity, diabetes, and hypertension were the ones that suffered the most or died during the pandemic. So governments began asking, how did we get here? And doctors began asking, what did we do wrong? And why are our children getting sicker than ever? And the answer is not one thing. The answer is everything. We have a century of choices. There's nothing to blame, but we chose progress. But through progress, we chose to be literally exterminated. This is not a negative video or a negative series. It is to open up your eyes, because we will continue and dive deep. This is just an introduction. I'm trying to make it as fast as possible, but it's hard to cover history so much. And we built a road to chronic disease to the point that the people are literally ending up young in the ICU and what can be done. That's why it is important for you to watch this series, because it is just an introduction and we will dive deep into what to do, what are the factors: hypertension, diabetes, carbon dioxide emissions, asthma, cardiovascular disease, stroke, what caloric diet is, what is ketogenic diet, what are the healthy fasts, what are the main fasts like Westernality, Western oil, that they literally man-made this genetically engineered fasts that are killing us. And we will dive into that in detail in the upcoming episodes. Please pay attention to the short and pay attention to episode number 1, which will dive deep into hypertension. The peace of God be with you. Again, my name is Elizabeth Remedios. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to send a comment. Give us a like. Please, I would appreciate your comments, for they help me know. Namaste.